Hello, Tabitha, and welcome to your relationship reading, students. Thank Tabitha for allowing us to look at her relationship because this is a wonderful chart for us to get into. So this chart here is known as a synastry chart. It is a overlay, if you will, of your energy and your partner's energy. This can be done for romantic relationship, parent-child, best friends, anybody who has the chart. And the great thing about this is you only need the primary person's birth info. If you have the other person, great. But if not, you are going to be focusing on the first person, which would be the person on the blue in here. In this case, that's going to be Tabitha, the blue on the inside. And the second person, you'll be focusing on how their planets affect the person on the inside. When you have the time for both, you can see exactly where they are. But chances are, because the way these planets are set up, the generational planets will be the same. The sun will be where it is. And there's really not much of a varying degree or a varying thing that goes on when you don't have somebody's time looking at synastry, because the only thing that's going to be missing is the ascendant and the exact coordinates of the moon. Everything else is completely accurate. So when you're looking at two people's energy together, you are seeing how their radios affect each other, how their frequencies merge, and what they pull out of each other. First and foremost, you want to look at any conjunctions. Conjunctions are planets that are close to each other, like in a synastry like this. See, you're looking for anything that lines up where the planets are close to each other and sort of causing a thing. In this case, we are going to say this relationship is very fated, very karmic. And why do we want to say that? Because look over here, guys. This is her partner's 12th house. This is karmic house, right? Or the house of leftover things. This is the south node, where he's coming from. This is Tabitha's south node, where she's coming from. This is Juno, the soulmate marker. This is her Juno, soulmate marker. They are both each other's past life soulmates. For her, in this life, he will be appearing to come out of a group of friends or a manifestation of her wishes and dreams. And for him, she's like a karmic healer. She is fixing his self-esteem, essentially. The interesting thing here is that both of them have their north node over here, right? Although in separate sign, one is Aquarius and one is Pisces, they're both heading over here in the same direction, which is, I find this very, very interesting because it's like one is inspiring the other one to do their day-to-day job. She is inspiring him to do his day-to-day job. Whatever feelings he was having about his self-esteem or not being able to get out into the world and do it, she was meant to sort of give him the fire about it. Now, that is backed up by the fact that we have Lilith. That's dark feminine energy, right? For the male, that is what they seek out in females, like the sort of bad girl they look for. And women, it is the bad girl in them. You see how these are right here next to each other? She is what he likes with this setup here. Another thing to take note of is this Pluto on Pluto. This is plutonic energy. That means energy for transformation. This means this is a life-changing relationship. For him, it's meant to change his relationship with money. Same with hers. You see, it's in both of their second house. This relationship is based upon learning how to create finances for one another. And we'll find out in a second when we do the composite chart, and I'll explain that then. But look for things like this. This Pluto on Pluto is fire on fire, like literally. You look over here. This is the IC, which is the beginning of the fourth house, family house. For him, this is her family house. Look at the planets they have together. In Capricorn, this is about legacy. And I've just mentioned that this is a financial situation where they both came together to further themselves financially and make a name for their family. Saturn, Saturn. This means they had unfinished business for some reason, some way, shape, or form. In the last life, they did not get to complete it. And Neptune and Neptune. Neptune is the planet of karma, where the energy of what was left over from the last life is put out. They are meant to have a family and get married, and it was held off till after they were 28, where they would experience this Uranus on Uranus energy of radical change. They are coming together to finish business and have a family line, because she's going to be in charge of their first child and really give into that child, and he'll be the person working to make everything sort of happen for them here. Because you see a lot of her planets are in the sixth house, but it's all about healing him. This is her sun inside here, her identity, and her Venus, her values. They are in his marriage house. That is something else you want to look at. You always want to look at it, what is in landing in somebody's seventh house. For because this is him on the outside, her on the inside. Her vertex is in his marriage house. Like this is all like wife, wifely material here. This next area up here is his Mercury, how his mind works, her Jupiter, her expansion, her luck, her passion, her drive him mentally. She's his teacher anyway, because Gemini is all about teacher-student energy, and you would look at who had the most planets. She literally is loaded up here while he's absorbing all the information of that. Now we would look at how he lights her up. He sort of gives her beliefs as well. Who he is as the thinker inspires her to step outside of her box, and it expands her mind as well. Both of them sort of have Chiron that came from their family, maybe families where they weren't understood, and they have found an understanding in one another. Especially because you see, this is hers, I had to decide. Her moon, her feelings are being sort of pushed by his drive. Like he understands her more than anybody else. This is a dope relationship because although they have areas of patches here, they're literally repairing each other's childhood damage with this setup. Now, what I find interesting is when we come to this chart here, this next one we're going to is called a composite chart. A composite chart is like the relationship version of your natal chart. It shows you the blueprint for you guys together from the moment you met, the energy that you guys would make, and what is the goal. See, the ascendant for this couple, the rising, what they came to do, this is teamwork, because Virgo is about teamwork, being of service. They are supplying something to the world, essentially, because they have planets in 10th. This means that they came to do something that is in the world as a family, and it appears to be a business from home that they are working on here. Now, some things you want to look at here is the identity of the relationship, which would be found in the first house of ego, identity, who they are. Because remember, everything on this chart is a representation of both of their energies merged together. This is the blueprint for what they came to do. With Virgo here, this is a working relationship. This is teamwork first and foremost, but underneath here is their partnership. Their diplomacy, their ability to balance out each other. That is also where the second house of how they earn their income is in. They inspire each other and their money is sort of bound to each other. Also, because they have Pluto and Scorpio, they would be really good at real estate and flipping things, earning money through other people's money, inheritances, things they get from their families, real estate investments, taxes. And you know what backs that up? Because when you're looking for somebody's money stuff in the second house, you always look at the 8th house to see how that works out. Over here, that is where their sun, the identity of the relationship is in earning money. Venus, which is in Taurus, which belongs to the second house. They came together to get money and create as much of it as possible without having to do work. They both have a combined sense for what a good investment is, and it will work out for them, and it's actually on the way. Because you can hit transits. Let me just throw this in here for you guys. Transits show what is currently developing in the chart. Right now, they are learning what they are going to be doing financially. And if they put in the work now, after January of next year, they will start to reap the rewards of everything they put out there. The next area you want to look at here is this family home, which we discussed in the synastry chart. Things would change for them when they moved away from, at least 2 hours away from where they came from, first and foremost. But starting a business at home, chances are during this pandemic, because Pluto has been through this 4th house, changing the dynamic of their relationship. Maybe they even moved in together with this setup. I would like to say that maybe they had their first child or they added some extra childs because Jupiter is in the 5th house here, meaning that a child might be on the way. Let me warn you there, just in case you didn't know. But also Saturn is here, moving you towards finding your place. I'm sorry, guys, my Mercury's a retrograde. Sometimes I mess up my words. Your place amongst your soul tribe and your network so that your business can flourish the way it's meant to flourish during this time. It appears that with all these planets going on here and this couple on their last incarnation meant to be combining together in this life. This is the life where they really do it big and then they're able to exit the game if they can nail this out. This is karmic that they come and present a service that heals people. They can do this through film, literature, art, spiritual work, painting, anything that allows them to take their creative ideas together and pioneer something unique that they put out into the face of the world. And then they'll be able to multiply their things just from home, because this Jupiter is the planet of expansion, growth, and luck, is in Gemini. This means when they teach, when they write, when they speak, and they do so outside of where they came from, other people will listen and they will be able to tell other people how to have a family structure or heal from what is known as a traumatic family structure, which they will have overcome after they accomplish this chart. So this was really great. I look forward to your feedback, Tabitha, and students. Let me know if you have any questions.